Hey everyone, we just want to take a few minutes to explain some of the details of this year's No Strings Attached. It's hard to believe, but this is the third year that we have offered this outreach to our community. And when that happens, there's a danger that we forget the reason why we're doing this. And Paul gives us a great reminder in Philippians chapter 2, beginning in verse 1. Therefore, if you have any encouragement from being united with Christ, if any comfort from His love, any common sharing in the Spirit, if any tenderness and compassion, then make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love, being one in spirit and of mind. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interest, but each of you to the interest of others. On Sunday, August 4th, we will have the opportunity to live out this passage. On this day, we're asking you to humble yourselves and for you to willingly serve others. Now, obviously, there won't be any way that we can meet everyone's physical needs on this one day. But what we can do is introduce them to Christ, and we can introduce them to the one that can meet all of their needs. Now, Tyler's going to tell you how you can help us to get ready for this big day.
We want to give you a few action steps that you can take home with you today, that you can do here at church this week, just to get you prepared for No Strings Attached. And so a few things we want to give you is, as you leave today, check the table in the foyer. There are multiple ways that you can give, share, and serve for No Strings Attached. And so check out the different ways you can get involved. A couple other ways is we're doing the free yard sale. And so what we need you to do is go through your stuff and find some nicely used items, clothes, household goods, and donate those for the free yard sale. What we want you to do is across the street from the church, there is a white box trailer, and you can drop those off anytime at your convenience in that trailer. And then what we're going to do is, over the next few weeks, starting this week on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 6:30, we're going to be sorting out those items that are dropped off so we know what we'll have for No Strings Attached. If you have a large appliance or furniture that you want to bring for No Strings Attached, please wait until August 3rd and just bring it to the church on that Saturday morning for the setup. And then a couple other things you can do is during the week before No Strings Attached, on Thursday, August 1st, and Saturday, August 3rd, we're going to be setting up, like I said. And so be prepared to help during those setup times. And then lastly, pray for an opportunity to share your faith at No Strings Attached. For me personally, I'm always afraid, like, who am I going to run into? What are they going to be thinking about this day? What questions might they ask? And it's kind of scary, but I encourage you and challenge you, pray for an opportunity that will come up, whether it's standing in a food line, somebody asks about the service, or maybe as you're cutting a person's hair or standing talking to someone, they may just provide you an opportunity to share your faith or why you come to this church. So be on the lookout for that so you can share what God has done in your life and how He can do something in their life.
So here's an overall plan of what the day is going to look like the weekend. So on Thursday, we're going to be setting up these huge tents, and part of that's going to be used for the yard sale, part of it's going to be used for our children's programming. And this takes a lot of manpower, so we need a lot of help. So please stop by the tables in the foyer and sign up for that. And then on Saturday, August 3rd, this is going to be the big setup day for No Strings Attached. And we're going to begin at 9 a.m. and we'll continue working until noon. And we'll need help with setting up tables, setting up chairs, getting the rooms ready for the different areas of service, folding clothes, setting out the items for the free yard sale. So there will be plenty of opportunities for you to help. And then that evening at 6 p.m., we're going to have a worship service. And we want to invite you to be a part of that. The purpose for this is we want to make as much room possible for our guests on Sunday. And we need you to help us out with that. During this worship time, we're also going to be praying for God's blessing, praying that God would use this day for His glory and for His kingdom. So if you normally attend our 8:45 service or 11 o'clock service, could you help us out by attending this service on Saturday at 6 p.m.? And then Sunday is the big day. And when you arrive, we're asking that you would stop by the registration tables that will be located outside the glass doors and sign in and then get a name tag so it's easy for you to introduce yourself to our guests and for them to be able to know who you are as well. Also, during this time, we'll have children's programming that will begin at 9 o'clock and it'll continue until noon. So if you have children from birth to pre-K, they will meet in the normal classrooms, but if your children are 1st through 5th grade, they're going to meet in a tent outside at the north side of the building. And on that day, we'll have signs available to kind of help guide you and direct you where you need to go. Then at 10:30, our worship service will begin. And after our worship service ends at 11:30, lunch will be served with our guests being first. And then at noon, that's when all the free services will be open. So the free haircuts, the oil changes, everything that we're offering will begin at noon.
I want to talk to you a little bit now about childcare for the day. So what we're going to do is check out this video from Ashley, and then I'll explain just a little bit further after that.
Hey, this is Ashley, and we're here at the Flora Pool, and I'm just here to talk to you about children's ministry this year during No Strings Attached. We'll have 2 opportunities for you to serve. The first times will be from 9 to noon, and then the second times will be from noon to 3 o'clock. During that noon to 3 o'clock time, we are going to take the 1st through 5th graders who are volunteer kids only here to the pool to enjoy a good time. We're going to need lots of supervision. We're going to need lots of help with teaching and songs and games and other things. So if you could sign up in the foyer. Also make sure you sign up your children if you're a volunteer and you're going to bring them so we can have transportation, food, etc., all those things ready for them. We'll hope to see you there. Thanks a lot.
All right. Hey. That's a good pause. That's a good pause. As she said, there are 2 service time slots that we're calling for our children's area for No Strings Attached. The first is at 9 to 11:30, 9 to noon time. And so what we're going to be doing is if you're volunteering and serving from 9 to noon, like they said, drop your children off at the tent. Guest children will be dropped off at the tent for that time. Then if they're nursery, pre-K, then those will be in their regular classrooms. Then after the service is over, so at 11:30, we are going to be keeping the volunteers kids in the tent and providing them lunch and going down to Oil Belt. The guests, though, on that day, we're going to ask them to pick up their children from the tent or the pre-K area at that time and take them to lunch. And then from then on, then the guests will have their children with them for the rest of the day. And that's something new we're doing this year. And the reason is with oil changes and haircuts and family portraits, school supplies, with different things that the families need to get to, it's just hard to be bouncing back and forth with trying to get their kids to those areas. So we're asking them, just keep your kids with you at all times so you can be ready to go during your time slots. So for the workers' kids, we'll have the 1st through 5th grade down at camp, and then we'll be bringing them back at the end of No Strings Attached. I'm excited for this day. I hope that you guys are excited as I am. Just the lives that are touched on that day, the seeds that are sown, that we get to see bear fruit. Maybe it's later on in the year, or maybe we hear stories a few years later of lives being touched and changed. So what we want to just encourage you with as we close out this video is Matthew 10:8, freely you have received, freely give. They're going to know we're Christians by our love. And so let's share Christ's love on that day.